Hey, I'm Liz Wald. It's Web3 Wednesday. And this week I really wanted to dive into travel as we go into Memorial Day, the unofficial kickoff to summer and a big travel season. And when you think about Web3, it can mean a lot of things. But in this case, I'm really talking about leveraging blockchain technology and some NFTs. So, blockchain itself has some great underlying principles. First of all, it's decentralized. And second of all, it's secure, it's immutable. You can't change things that have been written to the blockchain, but you can alert everyone as to what is going on. So if a flight is delayed, that information can be shared across a blockchain to all of the people who are participating in it, whether that's the hotels, the taxi, the airline itself, etc. And this industry in 2022 was $1.2 trillion dollars just in the US. And it's very ripe for disruption because you have multiple players working on very old legacy systems, right? And when you go to one of these aggregator sites like Kayak or Expedia or whatnot, and you try to kind of combine everything in one transaction, as we all know, if you have to then cancel just the hotel or adjust the flight, it's really a pain in the butt. And it makes it sort of easier to just go to every individual site to make reservations so you can change them, but then you have to go back to every individual site. So it's not very efficient the way it is right now. And blockchains can help alleviate a lot of these problems. And we can use tools like smart contracts and NFTs, as well as start to bring in things like AI and machine learning. So there's a bunch of really immediate use cases that I'm going to run through real quick here. First of all, is obviously inventory management, the hotels, the flights, the tours, all of those things can be sort of in one location where all of the different players are using the same blockchain. And so it's very easy for an individual to come in and sort of book their whole itinerary and get essentially little NFTs for each step along the way. So for reservations and ticketing, I would get an NFT that is representative of my flight and an NFT representative of my hotel, for example. Now, if my flight is delayed, information can go into the metadata of that NFT to let the hotel know that my flight is going to be delayed and I'm not going to get there on time and don't give away my hotel room, that kind of thing. You can also think of it for credential management. I've talked a lot about how it's sort of silly that we carry around a piece of paper that's laminated with our picture on it, and this is supposed to be a secure ID, right? So passports, IDs, things like that, that would not have any changes on them, to prove who I am, give me my credentials. Payments are a real obvious one. They could be very fast, secure, and they can use smart contracts. So, for example, if I were to buy some of that insurance that they're always trying to sell you when you check out from buying a flight, if in fact something happens that would trigger that insurance, that smart contract would say, okay, this person, got in an accident, they're not going to fly, trigger automatically, um, without having a middleman having to like prove everything that has happened. You can use a smart contract. It's a little bit easier when you think of it as flight was canceled, refund money automatically, that kind of thing, right? So that's a good use case. But also just payments, like instead of wiring money to the African tour operator that's taking you on safari, and not really wondering, did I send it to the right place? What are they going to do? It's like, oh, it's on the blockchain. Everyone can see the payment was made. It was fast. It was secure. It was instantaneous, and hopefully a lot less expensive than sending a $25 wire. Loyalty programs, we're all in them. They go across all kinds of things, whether it's hotels or car rentals or airlines or whatnot. And each of them are individual. How great would it be if we could see them all in one wallet? They were instantly updated. When I landed, boom, the miles are there. I can see that. I can maybe use those miles to get a discount at my hotel, what have you, all in one place. that's a real obvious use case here. And then identity management, which is a little bit different from credentials. In this case, identity management is really tracking my identity through the entire circle. So, I got to the airport, I've checked in, but my flight was delayed or my luggage didn't make it, but they know I'm going to this hotel and they can get the luggage there, kind of following my identity along. So these are a bunch of use cases where the Web3 tools can make a big difference in an industry that all of us touch. So who's doing it and how fast is it happening? Well, there's a lot going on behind the scenes. There's this Camino blockchain. It's a consortium blockchain, which means a lot of different players, about 80 different companies, airlines, hotels, and the like, participating right now and testing things out. As a consortium blockchain, it's a private blockchain only for all of them. So, it's going to be secure and decentralized and all those things, but it's going to be a lot more inexpensive than using a public blockchain like Ethereum or something, which often has high gas fees and all of that. And the people participating, the thing that's great is their personal or their private company information stays behind sort of the wall, but the part that is public about like who has booked what at what time when, that individual piece of information is shared. So United can't see all of the data for Delta, but they can see that one person is traveling on this time and maybe they're switching to a different airline, and all of this can be seen on the same blockchain. So right now, this is really happening in the background. There's not a lot we as consumers can do. And it's going to take a few things like a more common wallet, whether that's something that comes through Apple or Android, or a travel wallet that somehow becomes the industry standard. But we're getting there, and we're going to see more of this happen over time. So enjoy your summer travel, and we'll see you next week on Web3 Wednesday.